Hello everyone, welcome back again to my channel, and this is Entity Framework core series just started, and this is a first lesson. Okay, and let's get started. First demo what we'll achieve in this session. Okay, so see, I have already created one API, .NET Web API, along with .NET Entity Framework core one-to-one relations. Okay, so that actually I created already. So one-to-one relation I created, so which is I'll show you the demo first, then I'll implement as well. So in this one-to-one relationship, and also I just create a CURD operation with one-to-one relationship in the entity framework core. Okay, so let's get started. First demo, like see, first let me get all the records. See, there is no records. Okay, there's empty, but here also you can see this whatever we are getting the result, whatever the we are sending the result by API, our entity framework giving that result as well in our console log. Okay, so see, once I execute, so it is just a select query and along with the left join. Okay, because it is a one-to-one relation, so block table has a relation is a post table. Okay, so block has a block has a relation with the post is a like post contain the block ID. Okay, so like that one-to-one relationship. Okay, and then it, as of now it's empty. Then first I will just insert some data. Okay, so for example, I just add a one block, like our C sharp. For example, just add a C sharp. C sharp was the block title, and the post content of that post table will be like C sharp. What is C sharp? Okay, so this is the post content of the C sharp. Okay, so let me execute. Once you execute, see, it is fire just insert query. Okay, and then once insert query, it is just inserted to in the post table along with the block ID. Means um, that block table has a first either insert in the block table data, and then whatever the id is generated, that will take a foreign key for the post table and just insert it over here. Okay, so just inserted. So let me get again, let me see again, get query, and along with now we have a data. Okay, there's a post, block id is 1, and block title is C sharp, and post contain is a what is C sharp. Okay, similar, I can put, I can update. Okay, so that data as well I can update. Okay, so how we can update? It is very simple. Just pass, and then ID, whatever ID you want to update. So I pass it to 1, like in previously was block title was C sharp. So let me change C sharp to, okay, let me change to C sharp to Angular or Blazor, and change it to what is Blazor. Okay, and let me execute again. See, it is fired to update query. Okay, and once need to check again, let me check again what is actually it is updated or not. Let me execute. See, like same ID, but it is updated to block ID to Blazor, and what is the Blazor, the content also is changed. Okay, similar I can delete as well. So before the delete, yeah, let me delete first. Okay, so once it's delete, so let me check again, like is there anything is there? No, right, this is empty. So this will be implement in this session, and another session, upcoming session will implement all the actually related to entity framework core, like one-to-one relation, one to many, many to many. Okay, also how we can create a DB context class. Okay, and what is that entity framework actually, what is the feature of that entity framework. Okay, so everything will do in this series. Okay, so let's get started to implement. Okay, so let me open first Visual Studio. Okay, and let me create a new project so that I'll I will start from the so there is no confusion. Okay, and we can easily understand and we can easily learn, right? So yeah, so let me create a ASP.NET Core Web API. But yeah, as of now we'll use that Core Web API, but later on also we'll implement this web application with MVC, and also uh, in console application also we'll do that. Okay, but as of now, let's create a new application with the name is ef core. Okay, web API. Okay, let me solution name keep it only just ef core, because this is a ef core series. So let me next. Okay, just same. Okay, just choose only whatever you have in your system. So I have .NET 8 as well preview, but I will use .NET 7, all the default configuration. If you don't know what is that in web API, so I especially recommend go to my channel. Okay, I already explained in a very great details. So what is API, how can create it, and what is that, and what is you know everything's like I already explained. So let me create it. Okay, it's created. Okay, so first what I need to do, I need to create a table. Okay, and I need to create an entity first. Okay, so before create entity, first I need to create a folder. Okay, let me create a folder, just name it to entity. Okay, and inside the entity actually I need to create that one-to-one relationship entity, like a blog and post. Okay, so before the starting the creating the model, okay, let me show you like now how it look like. Okay, so if you okay, so see, so this is a block table. Okay, so block table will contain a block id and block title. Okay, also it will a navigation property. Okay, which is taking the post. Okay, the post table, which is a navigation property. Also the post navigation property, what we have to need to create, like post id, whatever is the primary key of this table, and then also contain whatever contain of this post post table, and also that block id. So this is a relationship of the foreign key of that block table. Okay, that's why it says a one to one relationship it will making. Okay, and also block table is a navigation to the uh, block table is a navigation to block table. Okay, in the post to block. Okay, also it is actually correlated. It's if you let's me zoom in. Okay, so see, it is saying it is a one-to-one relationship as well. Okay, so this entity we have to create it. Okay, so let me start create an entity. Okay, so let me create a one class first, like name is it blog. Okay, so let me create those property what was we have seen in this demo. First we have to create a property is id integer, and it is called as a block id. Okay, then its title or name whatever you want. So let's me create a string, and name is it a blog title. Okay, and then finally what I need to create that navigation property. Okay, so how I can create that? So let me create again another property. Name is a post. Okay, don't worry about that, it is not created, we'll create just a bit. Okay, name it as a post. Okay, because we have to create a navigation property, that's why we can make a relationship over there. Okay, and now again I need to create another entity. Let's me call it to post. Okay, and here also what I need to do, I need to create again same things like uh, integer as a post id. Okay, and then this create a post contain. Okay, post contain, or just create a content. Okay, and then finally I need to relations from that block id to here, so that foreign key we have to maintain here. So let me create in block id. Okay, whatever in this block id, same as it is, we have to keep it to here. Okay, and finally we have to navigation property. Okay, so prop, it's a shortcut actually to create a property, prop, and then tab, and just navigate to block property to block table to here. Okay, in the post table. So that's it for the entity perspective. Okay, so it is very simple. Like first you have to create a block table, and block table just whatever contain, and just whatever want to relations to one relation to another table, just create a navigation property and just go to that navigation table, just create whatever you want, and just you have to mention that your foreign key, whatever table is a primary key, just paste to foreign key and then navigation property. That's it. Okay, okay, now what I need to do, I need to create a db context class, so that it is actually a code first approach. Okay, so that's why we have to create a db context class, so that whatever uh, table or schema we have created will actually help to generate the schema and push it to database. Okay, so before creating the db context, actually first we have to understand actually what is the entity framework. Okay, so little bit I'll give the little bit idea. Okay, in the entity framework, what is that and why we are using that one. Okay, so also I think first we have to create the db context class, because once I will create, so then I can give the example as well, like okay, what is the whatever I'm giving the explanation, so that I can correlate it with the real world example. Okay, so okay, first I will just create a data folder. Okay, let's call a data, and inside the data I need to create a data db context class. Okay, so don't worry about that, I'll explain everything why I need to create this one and why I'm using this one. Okay, so let me call it blog db context. Okay, let me create. Okay, okay, now actually I need to inherit db context class, which is an abstract class. Okay, so for that I need to record some packages. Okay, so let me add some packages which is required once you start your entity framework core. So there is a three packages are required. Okay, first is entity framework core. Okay, let me install this one. Okay, apply this. Okay, then another one, once is done. Okay, then another one is the tool, entity framework dot tool. Let me search over here. Okay, let tool, just install this one also. Okay, tool also installed. Okay, now finally I need to require data provider. Okay, so I'm using here the sqlite. Okay, but you can use also sql server. Okay, so both are up to you. Like see, there's an option also sql server. I'm using here as the sqlite, so it is just same, nothing is changed, just packages differences. Okay, if you use sql server, so you can direct connectivity with their sql server. If you use the sql server package, sqlite package, so you can connect with your uh, sqlite database. Okay, so let me install these three packages are required. Okay, So let me install. Okay, it is installed successfully. Let me check. Okay, see, let me zoom in. Okay, these three packages are required for the entity EF core tools or EF core implementation. Okay, so let me go to again DB context class. Okay, now what I need to do, I need to call a DB context class. Okay, so what is that? Don't worry about that, I'll explain. Let me call context db context. Okay, and just bring the namespace. Okay, it is inside of Microsoft Entity Con framework. Okay, once you install, let me open this class. Okay, go to definition. Okay, see, this is a class, and this is actually that inherit iService provider dependency injection, everything, right? So also it is a dispose and also async disposable over there. Okay, and actually it is allow the DB context class actually allow to configure you know uh, the configure your database, and also set up that database provider, also modeling, and also migrations, such kind of things. Actually it is provider. Okay, so let me first okay, now first we have to understand, okay, what is entity framework. Okay, so entity framework core is an open source cross-platform object relation mapping ORM framework developed by Microsoft. It is a lightweight and extendable version of Entity Framework, which is a popular ORMB framework for .NET application. Okay, and EF Core is a design to simplify database access and data manipulation in .NET application by provider high-level abstraction database. Okay, so actually here some EF core provides some feature as well. Okay, so what are the feature? So first is object relation mapping. Okay, so EF core allow developer to work with the .NET objects such as a class entity. Okay, which I already created. See, this is a class entity. Okay, and instead of directly dealing with the SQL query and database table, it automatically map .NET object database table, making it is easier to work the data and more object oriented way. Okay, so such kind of things I'll also will implement, don't worry about that. Okay, also it is provide data provider, database provider such as the SQL server, and SQLite, and PostgreSQL, MySQL. So such kind of database provider also there is a modeling. Okay, so if you go to DB context class, so see, once you go to override, you will override. So here just create on modeling, so we can create a model as well, modeling as well, like whatever entity we have just created. Okay, so such things we have to set as a modeling as well. So let me create that modeling so that you can understand what is that feature and how is that working. Okay, so first I'll create that modeling setup. Okay, so if I creating in a one-to-one relation, so I need to set some, I need to create a model over here, like I need to mapping the model. Okay, so how we can do that? Simply model builder, dot entity. Okay, and what entity I need to mapping here? So blog. Okay, and then what I need to do, like I need to set like has one-to-one relation. So has one. Okay, has one with which table? It is uh block table. Okay, is has one is a block to post. Okay, so let me post b to post. Okay, same with one. Okay, which table actually we which table actually we are belong to here. So let me call as a dot block. Okay, So those two navigation property we use, right? In block has a post navigation and post has a block navigation. Okay, so that such kind of things we have to map over here, like has one with the post or with one with the block. Okay, and finally each have a foreign key, so that we have to mention over here, like what is that foreign key, which table has a foreign key. So like has foreign key. Okay, and just pass to table name. Okay, the post table name is a post table, and then finally x dot blog id. Okay, so that is done for model binding. Okay, and now it's completed model binding. Okay, so also actually there's a some feature provide actually db context. Okay, so we can directly actually configure, we have to set that configuration, like which db you want to connect, what is the connection string we have to pass. So here another method, override method, actually in the db context. So let me call override. Okay, and configuration on configuration. See, inside this on configuration you can set your configuration stuff over here directly inside the db context, as well as there is another opportunity it is provide actually db context class. So you can configure in your configuration connection string setup in a app setting, and okay, and after that you can get those configuration over here as well. So how we can do that, that also I will explain. So let me remove this one, just for the knowledge purpose I sharing you, so that you can aware, okay, how many way actually we can set the connection string. Okay, so let me create a constructor for this block ctor. Okay, create a constructor. Inside the constructor, actually what we need to use, I need to use option builder. Okay, okay, so inside this constructor we have to inject actually db context option. Okay, so db context options. Okay, and what options, actually which class you want to actually uh, uh, if you want to create a db context, so which class. So this class actually which is we created, so this is that class. Okay, and then what I need to do, I just need to create a variable over here, and after that actually I need to call a base property. Okay, and the base property I need to pass actually db context option. Okay, and this db context option we have to configure actually here inside that app dot connection. We have to set the app dot connection string, and then we have to resolve the dependency in this program.cs file. Okay, once I resolve the dependency and pass it to that db connection options, so it will get it over here and it will pass to db connection, and it will establish your connection. Okay, okay, just remove this extra line, extra curly braces. Okay, so yes, so now it is configured successfully. Okay, like just we have to create a db context option, and this option will pass in this program.cs file. Don't worry about that, I'll explain and also I'll implement. Okay, so as of now, okay, so this is done, and this is model binding also done. Okay, and configuration also done. Okay, and one more last things we have to do over here in db context. So those entity, okay, those entity we have to create some db set. Okay, so let me create the db set. Okay, so how we can do that, prop. Okay, and then db set. Okay, and pass it to that whatever your entity name. Okay, first is a blog, and then it is a blogs. Let's create a name as a variable. Okay, and then second one is db set. that's name is post. Okay, so let me call this as a post, and then finally it is a post. Okay, that's it. That's it for the DB context. Okay, see, this is a very simple straightforward. Okay, now let's go and implement, resolve the dependency of this class. Okay, so that it's not complaining, and also we have to pass, the connection string over here. Okay, so how we can do that? Go to program.cs file. Okay, and here just create a builder dot services. Okay, and dot here that need to register that db context class. Okay, so how we can do that? There's a, extension method of provide, .NET, that is called is add db context. Okay, so in this db context, actually it is asking the which class you want to resolve the dependency. Okay, so see, it is asking to that entity, that class name. So what is our class name? It's a block db context. Okay, and then what need to do? Just we have to pass that option. Okay, which option? Let's go back to our db context. So this db, we have to create the db context option. Okay, so let me create that option. Options. Okay, let me create these options, and then finally this option dot use whatever your provider, you can just put over here. Like, see, I want to use SQLite, so I need to use the SQLite provider. Okay, and inside the SQLite provider, actually I need to pass, actually it is asking that, see, there's a three overload method. It is asking the connection string. Okay, so I need to pass the connection string. How I can get that ASP.NET Core Web API connection string? It is very simple. Inside the builder, I can get that configuration, and in this configuration I can get connection string. Okay, and inside the connection string I can pass the connection string name. Okay, if it is empty, so I need to throw one error over here. So let me call that throw. Okay, new invalid 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 exception, invalid operation exception. Okay, inside we have to pass just for the, yeah, connection string not found. Okay, something you can just give the some context so that we can easily get, okay, what is missing and what is that. Okay, so simply, okay, so is missing something? If I'm missing something, let me check. Like, yes, we have to pass that connection string name over here. Okay, so what is our connection string name? Let me create that connection string in the appsetting.json file. Okay, go to appsetting.json file. Okay, here I need to create a connection string. Okay, and then what I need to do, I need to create a name of the connection string name, like blog db, like db context, whatever name you want you can just post over here. It is not only just this one is a predefined. Okay, and just I need to, if I use a SQLite, so just I need to pass a data and then source. Okay, source source, and then equal, and whatever your db name and SQL db name. So I just pass to ef core SQL, or just ef core. okay, efcode.db. Okay, or if you use that a SQL server, so you can just pass to the SQL server connection. Okay, connection string. So that's it. Why it's complaining? Okay, let me come up it over here, and this one I need to pass it over here. Okay, so that's it. See, in here actually db context option builder. Okay, so that's we have to implement already here, just pass it over here. So whatever class I just from the starting, they will get the connection string and pass it over, and it will pass to our base class, so that it will establish our connection. Okay, so this is done for this session, I guess. Yeah, this session, because I already created that blog and also post. Okay, we have set that blog db context. Okay, okay, let me build so that we can make sure everything is working fine. Meanwhile also, actually, it will take this video will take a little bit long if I also implement that that CRUD operation for that one-to-one relationship database. Okay, also yes, one more thing actually I need to do. Okay, I just forget it. Okay, so see, it is creating also. Let me show you like how's the database actually. So right click on that. Okay, and go to ef core power tool. If you don't have, don't worry, I'll explain. I'll actually in later upcoming section I will show you like what is ef core power tool. Okay, and what it does. So let me just open is the add db context diagram. So in this add context diagram, actually it will show, it will generate actually that diagram whatever I just created. Okay, so see, this is diagram created, this is a post table, and this is a block table. Okay, this is a one-to-one relation table, one-to-one relation. Okay, so you can. Okay, okay, I missed that. Okay, no, so see, so this is that, like is a post table as a block id, and this block table as a contain the primary key, it is contain the foreign key, also post id, and contain that contain as a string, and block title as a block table. Okay, so this is a very simple. Okay, that is generated. And finally I need to generate a DB. So how we can generate a DB, just table based on this two entity. Okay, so let me create, just open is a package manage console. Okay, if that option is here, let me zoom in. Okay, this is the option. Okay, this option is not there, then sorry, you can go to here. Okay, and NuGet package, and you will see that package manager console. Okay, so you, when you click this one, so it will open this package manager console. Okay, and make sure you have just select your in whatever your project like ef core web api, so that should be selected over here. Okay, and now I need to migrate. So how we can migrate? It's very simple, like add migrate and tab. Once you add migrate tab, so it will show, it will give that right command actually. Also, if you don't know what is that command, so you can just add then tab, you will see there is a many options. Okay, so mostly for the migration and update, we mostly use the two command only. Okay, so first is that add migration. Okay, migration, and this is my first migration. So what I will first, one to one relation. Okay, so let me hit. See, once it's, if everything is good, okay, so definitely it will give a success. Also, if you go to solution, it will create the migration folder as well. And if you go to one by one, so first go to that block, that first migration cs file. See, it is up, it is create a one class, and in this class, up and down over here. Okay, so it is what is creating in up, it is creating as a the table along with just column and column id, title, and what is the type, everything is created. Okay, then again it is created for that another table as well, like see the post table also type on this. Also it is created the constraint like primary key, foreign key, relationship, everything. Okay, and just down only just create whatever table name. Okay, so this is done, migration done. Also if you go to here, so see it is also just a snapshot. Okay, in this snapshot everything is a detailing, like what is the type, what is the things, what is the primary key, foreign key, everything actually it's generating automatically. Okay, so don't worry about that, it will automatically generating, so nothing to do over here. Okay, so what need to do, one last things I need to do. So see it is generating the schema. Okay, but still our db is not generated, our table is not generated into db. So what need to do for that, I need to fire one more command, it is update database. Okay, so let me zoom in. So first you need to fire this one. Once you get the success, then you finally you have to fire this command, update database. Okay, and then hit enter. Definitely it will create and generate db. See, if you see it is creating whatever entity and data type, everything. Okay, and if you go to here, see the db also created, which is we mention in our connection string like ef code db. So it is creating that ef code db, and let me open this db and see like what are the table it is created. So open in SQLite Studio, I have installed already. Okay, let me remove whatever in previously we have, remove that. Okay, and let me add that newly created database. So go to that folder. Okay, so this one, this is our folder, entity framework core, and this is the db, and just select it. Okay, okay, once you selected, so once you double click, see this two table is created. So let me open, see the block id, block title with the primary key is a block id, and once you go to that post, the post also integer, but it is block id with the foreign key. Okay, and also you can see over here. Okay, let me fire one query, star from blogs. Okay, let me run. See block id, it is nothing over here, and then select star from post. Okay, so let me run this one. See there's a three column. Okay, one is id, foreign key of the main table, and then content, and then post id. Okay, so this is done, everything is looking good. Okay, so for this session it is sufficient. Okay, and next session will create actually the controller. Okay, and that one to one controller, and that one to one controller we actually achieve to get that card option, like how we can get the data from that block table, and that also that block table and post table. Okay, and then how we can insert the data in block table one to one with the one to one relation, and then insert, update, delete, everything will do whatever we see in the demonstration from the starting. Okay, so till now, thank you, have a nice day, and please don't forget to subscribe.